Do you want to get fluent in English? Do you want to speak English confidently and quickly? Then continue watching this video. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna tell you useful tips to improve your English that helped me to become fluent. If you don't know me, I'm Kate. I live in Russia and for recent few years I've been teaching English. Learning a language is not easy, but if you have a strong wish to become fluent, you will definitely reach that point. Now let's start with the first tip. Listen to an English stuff a lot. Maybe it sounds obvious for you, maybe not. You probably know that when you are in an English-speaking country, it's way easier and faster to learn English. And this is because when you constantly listen to the language you're trying to learn, then you memorize and understand it faster, because the language becomes a necessity for you. You need to talk to people, you need to ask for directions, you need to buy something at the stores and things like that. And you listen a lot, and that's why it's easier to learn. And if you live in your native country, you listen and speak mostly your mother language. But the good news is you can listen to English speaking whenever you want and no matter where you live. Try to listen to English every single day. If you're waiting in the traffic jam, for example, you can listen to anything in English. When you're driving or riding a bus, you can listen to podcasts and music in English, and it helps you to improve your language skills. Tip number 2. Listen to whatever you enjoy. Another important thing is listen to whatever you're interested in and enjoy the most. It can be podcasts, TV shows, movies, YouTube videos, and so on. For example, you're interested in cooking or baking. Go on YouTube and find channels about making food. Try to watch videos of native speakers. You can use subtitles if you like. Listen to the details when someone's speaking about making food. This is a great way to know new words and phrases, and also to enjoy watching things that are interesting for you. Another important tip is listen to different accents. It will help you to become a better listener, because when you listen to different accents, you understand the language better. Let me tell you my personal experience. When I was listening to an American accent only, I noticed that it was more difficult for me to understand an Australian and a British accent, and when I was listening to an Irish accent, I couldn't get a word. So, if you've listened to many different accents, you'll become a really good listener and you can understand more. Alright, the next thing that you need to improve your listening skills is kind of obvious. This is speaking practice. Speak to native speakers. Try to make a friend who speaks English. That would be great. There are so many platforms where you can find a conversation partner, for example, Wizen.com, Conversational Exchange, and others. The next really important tip is learn phrases instead of words. It's the most essential tip that can help you reach an advanced level fast and become fluent. When you learn separate words, it doesn't help you to speak fluently. It's a very common mistake just to put all words on the list. But it's not gonna work, because you can't use them properly and it's difficult to remember what words to say and how to construct the phrase. It's better to memorize words in context. My number 1 tip for learning vocabulary is writing down all new words and phrases. If you would like some of these words to be part of your active vocabulary, repeat them out loud, make your own sentences with those words, write them down in many sentences so that those phrases become yours. If you really want to become fluent, don't be lazy to write everything down and checking it out. Tip number 6. Dedicate your time. This tip is very clear because the more time we spend on learning and practicing, the better we speak English. I know that probably you don't have enough time. You have to work or study and do many things, but I truly believe that you have 1 hour a day to practice your English. If you really want to dramatically improve your speaking skills and your understanding, you will definitely spend 1 hour a day on learning and practicing English. This will definitely take your English to the next level. Please don't forget that being fluent in English doesn't mean being perfect. It means you can use the language for everyday needs. You're able to communicate, and that's it. Being fluent is not about using complicated terms or phrases from classical literature. It's about using simple basic vocabulary and being able to express yourself. And I have another video about fluency. You can watch it right here. The next tip that will help you become more advanced, more fluent in English is build your own confidence. It's pretty important because this is, I'm sure, the basis of language learning. Confidence is not something we were born with, but I'm sure it's a powerful state of mind that anyone can learn. And we need to boost our confidence to be able to speak confidently and fluently. I feel like when we believe in our abilities, we can achieve great results in learning English. We tend to be more successful and confident. When I started to speak English in front of a group of people, I was so incredibly nervous, and I had that inner voice in my head that told me, "I'm not good enough. My English is not that good. Oh, I've made a grammar mistake. People will judge me for my slow speaking." Every time I had to speak, I was stressed out. And I think we all have that inner voice, a critical voice that tells us we are not good enough. So my first tip to grow your confidence is keeping in mind a few important positive thoughts. We do actually have the power to boost our confidence. The first is think about success. Imagine yourself a fluent English speaker. I'm serious. The second, believe in your abilities, in your talents. Literally, you have to program your mind for success. The best way to practice your confidence is talking to yourself in front of the mirror. It's a great way to improve yourself. All actors and stars are using this method. First of all, when you're watching yourself, your speaking, your facial expressions, your intonation, you can notice all your mistakes. You can correct them and become more confident. Another way to build your confidence is to celebrate your progress, the challenges that you've already accomplished. Let's say, for example, you've learned past perfect tenses and 20 new words. Praise yourself. Say something kind to yourself. Have some tasty food, drink a cup of coffee, and please never underestimate your progress. Finally, don't be afraid of challenges. They help you grow and become more confident. When you face challenges in learning a language, the connections in your brain grow. Some students, for example, find it difficult to pronounce tricky English phrases or understand fast English without subtitles. And when they face those challenges, they tell themselves, no, I can't, it's too difficult. And they stop doing this. When you face a challenge, your brain is focused on the problem and you can find yourself mind-trapped. Have you ever heard about mind traps? These are bad thoughts based on someone's negative experience. But you should never stop practicing. It's not comfortable. It takes your energy, it takes focus, it takes much time, but please never stop. A great thing is recording your voice that can help you speak better and faster, because when you listen to yourself on a recording, you can see yourself from the outside. Notice all your mistakes and repeat those words over and over again. Your brain develops, neural connections grow, and then after a while your mouth automatically make those difficult sounds, and later you'll see it's easier and faster to speak English and understand natives, and your confidence grows way faster. And one thing I wish I knew when I started to learn English is one method many psychologists had talked about. Pretend being confident. Fake it until you make it. I was working as a private tutor for some years, and it was not that easy to force myself to create a channel in English. It was sort of step out of my comfort zone. I have always been a shy, introverted person, a very self-conscious, constantly being afraid of speaking, a real wallflower. And if you're like me, I want to tell you that you can change everything. You can speak English and any other language without fear. You can build your confidence only by speaking to people. Don't be afraid to speak. Take any opportunity to speak English. And please never apologize for your English. Your progress really depends on how confident you are.